We on? We are. Welcome back to the Coffee Slut Podcast. What if I told you some of your favorite, biggest creators don't hit the same in real life? They were getting flown out to Coachella. Mind you, I'm a big supporter for creators, influencers, because they put in the work and these brands want to work with them. Okay. If they didn't mean value to these brands, then they wouldn't fly them out. They wouldn't pay for their flight, their food, their stay, their passes, and they wouldn't pay them to be there to post about the brand because they know these creators are going to post more than what's in their contract. Now, let's get into it. I want to make this short and brief because I've been thinking about this all week and since last weekend with Coachella weekend one. So, your influencers are getting paid to get flown out, to be there, to create content, to highlight all their best moments, to make you get FOMO for not being there, when in reality, the cost of Coachella is fucking ridiculous. The tickets are stupid amount. California is expensive, so you're in the middle of the desert. So Airbnbs are going to try to make you pay more. Just know that not a regular person would spend that much money. Mind you, I know these influencers and these creators are posting about being there and want you to have FOMO, but in reality, it's like I can watch it on my screen TV on YouTube live. You know, I didn't feel any type of FOMO until I saw the headline, which was Karol G. And we will get into that in a little bit. But I do want to talk about how some of your favorite influencers and creators, I'm not here to bash them at all, but I'm here to highlight how some of these creators that you love are not the same in person. Some of these creators put on an act. Some of these creators talk shit about other creators. Some of these creators are mean girls. You start to see it. But let me tell you one thing, the actual true amazing creators, influencers, public figures who are authentically themselves tend to be one of the most successful. And I think where the stigma of, oh my gosh, these creators are getting paid to be there, and I'm here at home, X, Y, and Z, fuck them, is kind of like the mentality that I've been seeing all over social media. When in reality, it should be like, damn, okay, what can I do now to potentially be at Coachella next year or the following year? I give creators and influencers so much credit because they do put in the work, they edit, they do content on a day-to-day basis. It's not easy being a creator. It's not easy being an influencer. It's not easy to stay consistent with trends or stay relevant, especially as a creator influencer. I think the creators and influencers that make the most impact and influential are realistic, relatable, they add value, and they don't pretend to be somebody they're not. And this is my beef with what happened with Coachella and what was going on and people hating on these creators. I saw both sides, but also, like I said earlier, they put in the work, but now these people need to stop having a big head. Your ego, when you become a big creator, a creator that everybody wants to meet, a creator that people love, there needs to be a line where, yes, you have grown, you have made an impact, you are influential, you are doing the things, you are becoming that creator you've always wanted to be. But when you become an asshole, big headed, and just a mean girl, that's where I'm just like, fuck that. Like, seriously, if you want to be a public figure, if you want to be an influencer, if you want to be a creator, you need to treat everybody the fucking same. There's nobody that needs to be treated one way or the other. That is like number one in hospitality and customer service. You need to treat everybody the same. It comes down to that too, because once you become a public figure, people expect a lot from you. People expect you to be a certain way. People expect you to be the same way that you are online. So you need to give that to them, and you need to make sure that every person you meet, especially if you want to become a creator, you treat the same. Because trust and believe, there's so many creators now that some of their fans or community have met them, and then those people tell you how it is. Oh, she's not nice. She's a bitch, or she's rude, or she's not like how she perceives herself online. And trust and believe, who gives a fuck about what people think? But also, that's your community, and for you to treat them horrible and for you to treat them like a piece of shit because you think you're above them does not make you a good person. That's my beef. And that's where I draw the line, because I don't care how big you are. I've met so many of my favorite influencers, and let me tell you, half of them were actually exactly how they perceive themselves online. Actually. And it's so funny to know so many creators and influencers now that I know are good-hearted and truly there for their communities, and they're so sweet, and no matter how many followers they have, they're incredible. But I've also met some influencers that are like, wow, yikes, I expected more, or I expected more niceness, kindness, not like, oh, brush it off. And now I'm going to tell you, my husband always tells me this. You need to treat everybody the same. First impressions are everything. And I think also it's okay to be at your own event, or okay to be meeting a lot of people at one time. But you guys, I swear to you, you need to, if you're listening to this, if you have a favorite influencer, or if you are an influencer, you need to treat everybody the same. Because I swear to you, there's been so many downfalls of creators. And then this is where it leads to community. I fucking love my community. I love the Coffee Slut Podcast community. I love that everybody has been trying has been following my Coffee Slut series here in Austin and trying coffees and tagging me. I respond to every comment. I like every post. I repost it, because at the end of the day, because I know it's going to happen to me. When I become a public figure, I'm still going to treat everybody the same and still do that the same, because my ego has been burned so many times by people who weren't even worth me valuing, if that makes sense. I've idolized so many people and realized they're just a regular person like me, but I will work 10 times harder to get to where they are, because that's where I want to be, because I know I belong. And when I become that, and when that time comes and it happens for me, I'm still going to treat everybody the same. There comes a time where, even now, I have a full-time job. I'm a coach by day, podcaster by night. I work my ass off from 5 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., literally almost every single day. And when I rest, I feel guilty not working, but I know I need it to show up for you guys and for my community. I know I need it. When it comes to time and meeting your community in person is on the rise. Calling it right now. In person community is on the rise, because God forbid one day the internet shuts off, everything goes away. Have you created an in-person community? Because I think that matters way more than online, to an extent, because like I said, what if the internet shuts down? What if the world blows up in flames? You need to know who your in-person community is, and you need to have human connection. We're not just meant to scroll on our phones all day. Yes, I'm guilty of it sometimes. I'm scrolling or I'm working, but human connection will never, ever, 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 ever get taken away. Just because someone looks like everything online doesn't mean they are exactly the same in real life. I do want to end it with this before we go into our next segment. Clout does not equal connection. Clout does not equal connection. Just because you have a big following or just because you are getting sent all this stuff, PR, you're going to all these brand trips, does not mean connection. What will always outshine followers, brand deals, and everything is your community and connection that show up for you. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. That's why creators plateau, like I said in the beginning, because they build an image online, but they don't build a presence in person. So keep that in mind. I do want to, let me fix my pants. I do want to go into the headliner for Coachella, the first Latina headliner of Coachella, the first, the incredible Karol G. I have loved this girl since 2020 when she was in her red hair era, I believe. I saw her in concert for her Mañana Será Bonito. Like, I fucking have Mañana Será Bonito tattooed and engraved with my butterfly because tomorrow will always be better. First culture moment besides the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny and the first Latina headliner. Meanwhile, there wasn't enough noise about it from my Latin community, especially Latin creators. And I'm not saying every Latin creator, that's not at all what I'm saying, or creators in general. I understand if you are not comfortable talking about politics or about things online. That's where you have to educate yourself. And if you don't, then you're just ignorant. Period, point blank. That's what it is. This was such a huge moment for Latinos. This was such a huge moment for culture and for us to represent it to you guys and for you guys to be a part of it. If you're Latino or not, we always invite people into our homes, into our culture, because we want everybody to feel like they belong. I kid you not, my community has been targeted for so long. And with everything going on politically, with all, the immigrants, not just Latinos, there's been other immigrants that, whether that's Asian, Muslim, that have been deported. It's not just us, but we are majorly targeted. And it's so sad to see that a headliner just like Karol G, first woman, was told to not speak politically or they would revoke her visa. So you're telling me a country that talks and raves about First Amendment, free speech, but when we want to talk about something that is bold, loud, and authentically us, now it's an inconvenience to you. Now the First Amendment is limited. Like, girls, come on. Like, it's so sad to see that we idolize some people who don't even speak for their own communities. It doesn't have to be a fucking paragraph on your story. It doesn't have to be a fucking video of you posting about it. And you know what? I'm glad that not every creator posts about it, because it weaves out the people who follow them that get upset and go follow the right creators. And, you might be like, Vanessa, why? Like, why are you talking about this? You're a small creator. You're a small podcaster. Nobody's going to even listen to this. But one day when they will come back to know and to keep me accountable that I will always stand for my people. Period, point blank. And there just wasn't enough noise. There wasn't enough noise about Karol G. It was so many Latinos in the front, as it should have been, period, point blank. But so many creators left on Sunday. Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know who she is. Who cares? This is like a huge deal. This is history being made. Bad Bunny did the Super Bowl. Karol G did the Coachella. Who's next? And the fact that they said that her visa would get revoked and Becky G said some shit, that's what community is. That is exactly what community is. And we say we want representation, but when it happens, Are we actually amplifying it? Because I am. I'm talking fucking stories, posting about it. And I don't care. I don't care if I'm annoying because that weaves out the wrong people that shouldn't be following me. It's a big deal to me. If you're Latino, I know it's a big deal to you. If you're a minority, I know it's a big deal to you too. And honestly, some white people for sure love our culture and definitely talk about it. And let me tell you, you'd be surprised about the people who don't. You'd be surprised. We are building a platform here at the Coffee Slut Podcast, here at Coffee Slut Productions, that international highlighting culture, that internationally highlighting culture and voices is so important. That's why we're a community-driven, culture-forwarded podcast. And it makes me really sad that there are so many people who didn't even get to experience that went to Coachella to see her performance. Because I kid you not, you know why they saved her for Sunday? You know why? Because best for last. Best for last. So now we want to go into how the internet loves to compare these two and how it's more complex than we think it is. And with everything going on, shifting to the next segment, I do want to talk about a little bit why we idolize these people and how it's basically kind of a copy and paste situation. But I'm going to tell you now and who I side with because I really don't know much about the other person, but I did my research. And the whole internet's talking about it. I don't know if it's a PR stunt. I don't know if it's like actual beef, but Alix versus Alix drama. I've been wanting to talk about this and it's been on my mind all week because the way Alex Cooper posted that video was iconic. And let me tell you something. I don't know Alix personally, not yet. But she is a very strong woman who's loud, who is literally, you know, her podcast is called Call Her Daddy, where you can be your own daddy, especially as a woman. And I think the internet narrative about these two and their situation is very interesting because this is what I found out. And if this is news to you, it's news to me. I did my research and I was like, you know what? Let's talk about it a little bit. Let me include it because I've been thinking about it and keeping up with it all week. It's not the most interesting drama, but apparently back then, Earle already had like a presence online. I never knew about this woman in my life. She never popped up on my FYP. But I will tell you, I've loved and admired Alex Cooper. I don't care if you don't like her. It's okay. Like, we're not going to all like the same people. But let me tell you something. Okay. She is literally here to interview celebrities and get all the gossip. That's what it's about. She's not actually interviewing them and digging deep and going the extra mile. You know, she's just seeing what she could talk about and what these celebrities are allowed to talk about and what they want to talk about. Sorry if that was just rambling. I'm sorry. Earle had a presence. Alex Cooper ended up signing her for her own podcast episode, Hot Mess. Right? They were very good friends from what I dug up on the internet. They were very close. They did an interview together or multiple. They did a whole like series or a documentary, forgot what it was, where Alex Cooper went to Earle's home. They did stuff together. They interviewed each other. And apparently those questions were not known. They didn't know what the questions were going to be. And Earle was surprised. And I think Alex Cooper did take it a little too far about her sex life. And that's something that if people don't want to talk about, they don't want to talk about. They don't have to share it. And I think that's when it started getting a little messy. And then last year in February in 2025, Alex Cooper dropped Earle's podcast and it wasn't going to be posted anymore. Mind you, I am all about women supporting women, trust and believe. That's all I ever want to do. But I think it's funny when two grown ass women can't have a mature conversation. You know how many friends I've lost because they weren't able to fucking talk to me and have a mature conversation? A lot. And it's like, that's why it's like nice because I'm like, these friends were not meant into my life, whatever. But it's the same thing with this situation. It's like, why couldn't you have a mature conversation and like weave this out a long time ago? Mind you, Earle went on Dancing with the Stars, jab, jab at one person, then jab, jab at the other. Alex Cooper was jabbing at her, vice versa. Earle went on Dancing with the Stars, XYZ. And then we are in the present moment. And I know Alex Girl has been reposting a lot of posts about Alex Cooper, people talking shit about Alex Cooper, and kind of this unknown beef between them, the two of them. And yeah. And then finally, my girl, Alex Cooper, I'm not taking sides. Well, I am, Alex Cooper. And she was like, hey, girl, what's the beef? Because if there is beef, you need to tell me. Because I would want to know too. And the balls that it took, especially for her image to post that video, iconic. Because I would have done the same thing. Been like, what is the tea? Like, what is going on? I want to know. But again, as a mature woman, as the oldest daughter, and as somebody who has had to have the most difficult conversations in her life, I would have talked to her and been like, what the fuck is the beef? Like, what is going on? Why do you keep dragging my name? What is going on? And then apparently they brought in two other people. The owner from Barstool got involved. And I'm just like, okay, this is too much. This is too extra. I know people love the cheeseman. People love the drama. People love it all. But it's like, that's where we're at. And I'm like, what is really the beef? Because I feel like this is just a PR stunt. And if it is, stop wasting our time. So people don't just want to, you know, wait. But pinning women against each other is actually something I'm very against for. But I can see both perspectives in a way. But I think Alex Cooper is like finally like trying to get to the root of the problem and be like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, that's what I have to say. So fast judgment. If you're fast judgment on picking either or, like I said, I agree with Alex Cooper because she went on the internet and was like, hey girl, what's going on? I think I love when a woman is like just straight, head on, what's going on? Tell me your issues. That's it. Now, moving into the next segment, which I'm very excited to talk about. We had our very first community event last week. And I kid you not, it was iconic. It was fun. It was obviously not perfect because it was my first actual community event. We had about 90 of you guys show up, which was awesome. And I want to thank you guys with the bottom of my heart because I wouldn't be here without you guys and without my community. You guys are the reason that this podcast exists. Now, I do want to say that culture, identity, and storytelling are very important to me and will continue to be very important to me, as well as community. But I think the biggest takeaway that I took last week in my event was that this was the first event that a lot of people had been through where it was all different walks of life. Every race was in that room. Everyone felt like they belonged. Everyone felt seen. And that made my heart so happy. And just know that I'm here for you guys and I can't wait to have more events. So I'm going to give you guys the tea. So if you are listening, the Coffee Slut Podcast will be collaborating with 2 other businesses in the summer. So make sure to check out for those. And if you love this shirt, let me know in the description or DM us or like the video or comment down below if you're watching this on Instagram. That way I can get more merch and that way I can start selling it online if you guys are international and different. Because I be seeing my stats. I have some people in LA and New York watching my podcast and I'm like, whoa, we're here, girlies. The Coffee Slut Podcast is here to stay and it's going to grow and it's going to be big. And I'm excited for it to become what it's going to be. And it's going to be bigger than me. It's going to be something bigger than me. And I'm so excited to bring more events and more community to Austin and expand it to what I hope for it to be. And I don't want to just build a podcast where people listen to it. I want to build a space where people feel proud of. People feel that they are included and their opinion matters, because it does. And that's the biggest thing for me. And yeah, I have so much coming for the podcast. There's so much that I want to do with it, and it's just a portion of what I want it to be. But if you have any ideas, or if you want to collab, if you're a business, an entrepreneur, brand, I'm available if you want to collab. The Coffee Slut Podcast is you. It's me. It's a person, and it's a community that we get to highlight and share together. It's a community-driven, culture-forward podcast highlighting creators, entrepreneurs, and underrepresented voices. And I will continue to stand on the same, because I'm not going to change it. And I love it. I love it. And I think it weaves out the right people, and I welcome the right people to be here. So yeah, we are here and we are making moves. Okay. Also, I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to probably post it because I know some people aren't going to watch this. And I want to say we are planning something big for my Latinas. Reason being, it's just my Latinas, because Hispanic Heritage Month is in September. Summer's coming. The Latinas are defrosting. And we are going to plan something iconic, incredible. And let me just give you a sneak peek, a music video that I am planning, I'm making, and it's going to become reality, and it's going to be meaningful. It's not just going to be like a music video where it's a feel good, but my culture is finally going to be seen and placed on a platform, especially my Austin community, but all surrounding areas are welcome too. I will be posting videos on TikTok and Instagram when we are ready. And if you want to be part of this music video that's going to be iconic and that's going to be legendary and that's going to actually mean something and be purposeful, make sure to keep updated, because you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. And I'm so excited to fucking do it. And I'm so excited to meet you guys, all of you guys, and to make and highlight what Latinos bring, what we are capable of doing. And community, I'm going to say community is number one, especially when it comes to my Latino culture. Now, because it's the end of the day, the clouds are fading and everything, just know community will last forever. And I will always be here for you guys. I love doing rapid fire questions for all my guests and for myself. So I want to do them quick. I came up with these myself. So if you don't like them, you don't like them. If you do, great. Perception or reality? Reality. Followers, impact. Clout or community? Community. Duh. Viral moments or lasting brand? I know a lot of people would pick viral moments. Lasting brand for me, no matter how long it takes me. Real life connection or online validation? Real life connection. I don't think you need to be validated by anybody else but yourself. So, period. And yeah, thank you again. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening to the Coffee Slut Podcast. If you have not subscribed, bro, what are you doing? I'm literally showing up for you guys every week. It takes 2 seconds to subscribe. It would mean the fucking world to me if you do it. And yeah, if you haven't followed us yet on all the platforms, we are the Coffee Slut Pod on all socials. And if you want to be on the podcast, please go apply. It is linked in our link tree on Instagram. And hopefully, whenever we hit 1,000 followers, I'll be able to link it to TikTok. Unfortunately, I won't be able to, but I'll also link it down in the description below. And I cannot wait to see you and meet you. If you're in Austin, if you ever see me and you know what the Coffee Slut Podcast is, please make sure to come up and say hi. I've had a lot of people recently comment, DM me. I saw you here, but I don't want to say hi. Please come say hi. Please. I want to give you a big hug. I want to thank you for listening because it means the world to me. And who knows, maybe we can get coffee sometimes. Coffee together. I can't make promises, but coffee. If you ever see me at Odd Roots, come say hi. But anyways, thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Holy fucking shit. Did I just do that?